What were your feelings in those early years when you set about the business of hoping to get briefs? Were you in any way intimidated by the atmosphere there, even though it did help, as you said just a moment ago, to be Harold Snelling's daughter?
It was intimidating, partly because having never practiced as a solicitor, it had been a huge jump to go straight to the bar. And I had very little experience of court work. Now, of course, there's all sorts of courses, and there's courses for new barristers, but there were none of those in those days. But I had huge help from the man I was reading with. That was Bob St John. And although he was called the Bear, I think, by nickname, and a fairly grumpy personality, he just gave me huge support. Took me along sometimes as a paid junior, other times just as an observer to most of the matters that he was in. I remember one of my early cases was on the Heather Bray abortion clinic case, where a number of doctors were being sued, and Bob was appearing for one of them, and I was briefed as a junior in that. And that was a huge experience for me. And in fact, it was quite a important case, because the judgment of Judge Levine at that time in that case still stands today.
What year was that?
Oh, early 70s.
Not long after you were
Not
admitted.
71, 72.
So you described Bob St John and nicknamed the Bear. So I take it, as you said, it was because he tended to growl at people occasionally.
That's right.
But he did, I understand, teach you the art of effective cross-examination, and I'd love to know a little more about some of the tips he gave you.
Well, I think he was the best cross-examiner of the bar at that time. It was just how you took the cross-examination very slowly. You could only work with the material you had, of course, but if you had a document with a contradictory statement in front of you, you didn't come out with that straight away. You got the witness to make certain admissions. Oh, of course, my memory would be better then than it is now, for instance, and sort of not string them along, but just get them to make admissions, and then say, well, wait a minute, didn't you say in your earlier statement X, Y, Z? And of course, by then they have to say, well, yes, and yes, that probably would be the more accurate one. So he just taught me to take it slowly and carefully, work with what you had, get the witness to make admissions first, and then you come back with, well, doesn't this follow from that?
And you gradually gained confidence using that technique.
Oh, yes, indeed.